All right, so I gotta do this freaking review or, talk about it at least because I just couldn't believe it when I saw it. And it is about GameStop, right? I mean, I'm a video game YouTuber and been doing it since 2011. And I've been looking at GameStop for a while now, right? And I got in, I got out, and stuff like that. But one of the things that really interests me, let me try to find it on my phone here, is what happened in the past, I don't know, 20 days or so. I mean, it started on the 12th and now it's the 25th, right? The stock went from 18.25 all the way to like $140. It's unbelievable. The surge is just crazy. And I got to say that I think it is, it won't last in my opinion, but hey, being a video game stock and all, who knows? I think it's the fact that QE is happening and they're doing a lot of money printing, and I don't know why it went into GameStop, but maybe because it was the pandemic and they thought, hey, people are going to play games and then that means that there's going to be a lot of revenues and everything. And that possibly so. But I don't know why GameStop. I mean, GameStop to me is a dying business model. I mean, I obviously everybody knows GameStop worldwide. I think at least in different countries. If you're in Australia and Canada, they're called EB Games, right? Electronic boutique. And I mean, I've seen less and less people at GameStops lately, and not just that. I mean, the stuff I want to order from GameStop is so annoying. I might as well just order it from Amazon. And I think GameStop has become, what do you call it? It has become a toy store. I mean, that's essentially what it is. But surprisingly, the stock surged like freaking, I don't know, over 100, over 300% in less than uh a month. And I'm just on GameStop right now. I'm looking at what's for sale, but you know, like I rarely buy anything from GameStop. I mean, don't tell me it's the PlayStation 5 that made it surge, but basically I don't think that GameStop will survive in the next 10, 20, 30 years. I don't know how long it'll be, but I'm not ordering that much stuff from GameStop and I'm not selling that much stuff from GameStop, to GameStop, but that's not the whole point. I mean, the whole point is that they have digital downloads now, right? And essentially what will happen is I believe in the next 10, 20 years, probably they will remove the disc entirely. I mean, they're not going to, they went from the VHS, right? That was back in my days to what do you call it? To the CDs, right? Which is 700 megabytes. I know that's a little now, but that back then it was a lot. So I went from 700 megabytes to I think DVDs, right? Or SVCDs or something. But anyways, I mean, then it went to like 4 gigs and then went to dual layer DVDs and then now it's at Blu-ray and then you know eventually they're just gonna cut it off. I mean, they're just gonna put a hard drive in there and say, "Oh, forget it. We're not gonna do the disc anymore." And then, most of GameStop stuff, they're basically their business model is to buy something really cheap and then sell it out at a really expensive price. I mean, I when I was younger, I never really, got how they're paying like $4 for one of my freaking games, and then I'm buying it for 59.99, and I'm like, it's just a crazy thing. And I think people have gotten smarter over the years to be selling their games for $4 when they could sell it online, right? Not just that. I mean, it's kind of really bad. I'm pretty sure that GameStop is not going to live that long. But hey, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. But it still doesn't justify the price and why it surged, other than the fact that I think it's based on quantitative easing, and then people don't know what to do, and then they're just like jumping in as one party jumps in. And I mean, since November, a lot of stocks surged with no reason whatsoever. I mean, you think, hey, this company is awesome, so it's going up. A lot of people is buying their stuff, right? No, I mean, it is crazy. I mean, it's funny how I remember somebody from school, right, that was saying, oh, she was very, I guess she was young back then. She's like, "Oh, you gotta look at the stock price, the earnings report, and then the things like that." I'm like sitting there. No, you don't need to look at anything. I mean, nowadays you just got to get into the right thing. You don't really need to care about earnings or whatnot, or even if it has a viable business. I mean, it's crazy. I'm surprised they don't have a typewriting or a typewriter making stock or something. I mean, that would be surging too. But you know, I haven't I haven't figured it. I mean, I sent it out to my friends, and my friends were like, "Why the hell did it go up?" I'm like, "I don't know." I mean, I'm looking at it, and you know, it's going crazy right now with most of the stocks, right? And that's usually generally happens with the quantitative easing. So this might last for a while. It might be a good time not to get into that one. What I told my friend was like, dude, you don't really need to know why the hell it was going up, right? I mean, if you wanted to know why it's going up, you probably won't make any money because all the people that were invested in the right things, right? Let's say good companies and things like that. Like it didn't go up that much. It went up, it went down, it was flat, but it's not like it going boom, 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 like 100, 200, 300, 400%, right? So I'm just like, I don't really care, right? I mean, like you just got to be in there, right? You don't need to care. You just got to get in there, and then uh, once it goes up, just sell it, right? That's essentially what I said to my friend because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking you don't need to know what the hell you're buying. Well, you do, but it's mostly major companies, so you at least have to know it's a globalized company, right? So I'm like, you don't really need to know what the hell you're buying other than the fact that it's a huge company or it's a big company with a lot of stores. And let's see, it's globalized, of course. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to have a good business model. Just stick in and make sure the thing is flat or something like that. Or at least it has to do something with technology or video games or something. Uh, as long as it has something to do with technology, I think it'll be good. But I'm just basically saying that, and my friend was like, his jaws basically dropped, right? I mean, my jaws dropped when I saw that, and as I'm looking at other stocks, right? I mean, there's a bunch of plant-based stocks which they're making like plant-based food, right? It all went up 200% since November of 2020, and it's not like they had a new product. It's not like they had anything. So you just got to be in the right thing at the right time and then to sell it when it gets up there. But I would have never thought that thing, GameStop, EB Games, whatever you want to call it, would go up from $20, 18 something to like 140 within a month. It is literally insane out there. And, if you got nothing to do at home while you're isolated, you might want to trade some stocks. That's my opinion because, you can always make some money other than sitting online. I think trading stocks is much better than doing YouTube videos too. I mean, investing is always important, but I don't even call that an investment. I call that like trading because I don't know. I mean, that's what everybody's doing nowadays that they're isolated at home. But, investments, I invest in long-term stuff, right? So that's why I'm looking at GameStop. I'm like, man, maybe I should get into learning how to trade because I certainly know how to invest, but I don't know how to like trade because I'm keeping these things that I bought. I mean, it went up for like a year, 2 year, 3 year, and it's like, it's not doing bad, but it's not going up like 200, 300, 400% within a month. But I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at GameStop and even BlackBerry. I mean, that's the thing with BlackBerry. BlackBerry, I've always said that was a dying business too, right? I mean, I'm looking at BlackBerry and even BlackBerry, the company itself says, I have no clue why our stock went up, but hey, I'm selling. That's literally what the two executive did. That it went up. I think it was at $4. Now it's at 20 something. And the two chief marketing and chief financial or something, I don't know. I don't mean you'd have to look it up. Sold their stocks because they're like, I have no clue why it's going up, but hey, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking, hey, I need to get in on this thing because I don't want to miss out. But I'm not gonna get in on something I already won up. I'm gonna follow my advice to my friend to look at some companies that has been going flat or down, and then just hold on to it and then see what happens. Of course, like I was saying, it has to be major companies, and I only have that confidence is because I invest, right? And investments I've been doing uh, for a while now, but I haven't bought something like when it goes down. I haven't bought something. I haven't bought a stock when it goes down. I don't buy more, right? I mean, uh, but if it was EB Game, let's say I had EB Games in my portfolio, I would have sold it by now because I'm like, I don't believe in EV and I don't believe in BlackBerry, even though, looking at the two stock, they're both surging like crazy. And I'm sitting here wondering why. And I ask my friends why, and they're like, I don't know why. Who the hell know why? And, if you know why, if you have a good reason, let me know. I mean, in the comments. But as far as I know, to me, in my opinion, from my gaming experience, and most of the males too, 90% of males game, and I think at least 20-30% of female game. From my experience, EB Game, I don't think it's a company that will last. It's certainly not a company I will invest in because I'm sitting here, I'm looking at, hey, everything's going digital. Why the hell do we need to sell CDs to you and take the like at a very cheap price and then you sell it back to me at a very expensive price? So, that's not something I'm doing. And EB Games sells toys now, and they're competing with Amazon. I don't know. I mean, if anything, Amazon's price should be surging. I don't know why. Maybe because EB Game was cheap, and then now they just kind of ran it up. They have the FOMO or something, the fear of missing out. But nothing in my logical mind could say, hey, EB Game is worth 100 and something dollars a share. Not even like 50. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna keep this stock in my portfolio or in my account for very long because what is that stock like? What is that company doing? They're not like they're selling toys now. They swear they're like Toys R Us, and Toys R Us is going bankrupt. I mean, I can't even tell the major difference between Toys R Us and EB Games, other than the fact that there's probably more anime and stuff at EB than Toys R Us. Toys R Us is like all cartoons, right? They have no Japanese stuff or anime like Dragon Balls and things like that. But I do not have a reason to actually think that like it makes sense for EB to have went up, or I mean GameStop to went up. But it did go up, and I'm telling my friend, hey, you just gotta be in there when it happens, right? But as far as I know, personally speaking, I gotta say, I have no clue why it went up. I mean, it was literally crazy. I'm looking at it, and I've been saying this to the entire video. I don't think it will last 10, 20 years. EB Games, and it might drop, it might not, it might go to 200, it might go to 300. This thing doesn't have to make sense nowadays.